Warning, the following podcast suffered 4 hours of technical difficulties. After all that time, we just said, F it, we'll do it anyways. Enjoy.
Are we on?
We're on.
Is this thing on?
Welcome to the
Are you
episode 1. I'm Eric.
Are you streaming right now?
Yeah, make sure this recording and not streaming.
I'm Eric.
Jim.
And I'm Jam.
Oh.
Ooh.
We're real professional today. So we're finally starting, huh?
After 3 hours of technical difficulties, we are here and we are ready to do a podcast, which I don't think any of us care anymore.
Yeah,
so,
technical difficulties
weird,
doesn't begin to
God,
describe.
like 4 hours ago I got here and I was so ready and I was like, yeah, we're going to tell some jokes, we're going to have a good time, and I'm just like, I don't want to see your
I don't know,
faces.
just tell your currency story about the fish thing. Let's start off with that.
Okay. So yeah.
I know you're married, but you're slamming.
I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
No, come on and slam and welcome to my story. So, anyways, me and my friends were assholes. This is just complete and utter horrible segue. But me and my friends were super assholes. And one day, we're driving around town and we go into this Mercado and we find out that they are selling.
What's a Mercado?
It's like a Mexican supermarket kind of
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
white.
Yeah.
From the Midwest.
Yeah. In Vegas. Anyways, so we find out that they're selling whole fish for $3 a piece.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
It's a great deal.
How
And
big is this fish?
It's about big. It's a normal sized fish. It's like a tilapia or
Sizable
something.
fish.
Yeah,
It's
And
tilapia?
It's a tilapia,
Tilapia.
and it's already gutted out, and we're like, oh my fucking god, this is like divine providence. We need to buy these fish and like see what kind of fucking trouble we can get into. So. We get these fish.
So you see it and you weren't like, damn, that's a good ass deal. I can like fry up some
Oh no,
fish steaks.
this was not food for us. This was like potential, like we saw this, we're like, this is a thing that we need to like capitalize
Food
on.
for thought. Got ya.
Yeah. So anyways, we go through a Burger King drive-thru, and my dumbass, I take the fish, and it's already like kind of, it's opened up and all the guts are out, and I take my cash and I stick it inside of the fish, like way deep down inside of the fish, and go through the drive-thru, order as normal, and then when it comes time to pay, I pull out a fucking fish and take my money out like it was a wallet and hand it to her, and I actually convinced her that it was legal U.S. tender, and she had to take it. And then we went inside and ate our breakfast kings or whatever the hell it was.
Wasn't the money actual legal tender?
Oh yeah, it was. It was legal
right.
tender. It was just covered in fish guts and slime.
I will tell you, that poor woman making all of, I don't know, $7.13 an hour.
Well, this is probably back then. So it's probably like $5.45.
Okay, so
Yeah.
$5.45 an hour. You gave her a crisp $5 bill, just covered
a
in
fish
guts.
gut.
Covered in fish guts.
Soggy fish gut, $5
So you're admitting
bill.
to be like a
I was
a bad person.
I was a very bad person. Like okay, so you know how
bad person.
No. I'm not letting this one go. So I actually there's like
prove to me you were a bad person.
there's like 6 indicators.
this.
There's
See how
6
bad
there's
you
like
are.
6 or 7 early indicators for you might be a serial killer. I had like 4 of them.
Okay, so you mutilate animals and put
Yep.
your money in them.
We used to go lizard hunting and then find inventive ways. I'm a terrible human being. Like, very, very bad person I am. Wet myself until I was like 6.
All right.
Wait, that makes you a serial killer?
No, but that's one of the one of the early
I got
indicators.
piss in my pants right now.
Yeah.
How is pissing your pants an early indicator that you're a serial killer?
It just is. I
think they're just assholes who are like, we got 5, but I know a good one for these assholes.
Yeah, we got something for these guys. So yeah,
What were the other 2? So you mutilate animals, you piss your pants.
I think I had like empathy issues as a kid. Like there's a couple I don't
Well,
remember.
you're over
You're like the most empathetic person.
Yeah.
Well,
You're
yeah,
super
because
empathetic.
I've had to.
You've had to modulate it and you just
Like
went
a chair
the
falls
other
over and you're like,
direction.
oh, poor chair.
Well, it's like I was telling you the other day in your car. I had this like idea of the person that I was, and I thought like, oh man, like I'm the dude that's like the toughest guy in the world, and then I got beat the fuck up a bunch of times. I'm like, okay, so I can't actually fight.
Okay, so maybe that's not.
Yeah,
the way
and then I'm like,
wait.
Maybe
Can
I
you
do
look
weigh
at his
90
build for a second here, and he thought he was the toughest motherfucker in town.
yeah, well, high school was.
He's beefy.
Yeah.
Coffee there? Oh.
And then
hello.
Ashley, we need a cup of coffee.
But like it was just
Thank you.
it was a string of discoveries like that where because like everybody thinks that they're Superman at one point in time. Like everybody thinks like
I mean,
I'm amazing.
I think throughout my
I was
entire
more of a Batman.
through my entire 20s, I just felt like I was completely invincible.
Yeah, well I still feel like I'm invincible.
I still have like an I have an inkling that I can't die.
Feeling
pretty sure.
Well, I mean, you're what, 40, and you have these amazing genetics.
Wow, that's fucked up.
I'm just throwing shade.
I'm turning 33 in a week.
Jesus Christ.
Not even a couple
Oh,
days.
you old as fuck.
I'm turning 30 here real soon, and I'm
so old.
Yeah, I'm
We're-
not doing well
I'm
with
26.
Our target audience
You're
is
not
like
26.
is like early college.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's cool. We have experience. Life
Yeah, we have
experience.
life.
I have like
experience.
really
We've
shitty
made
life
a lot of bad
experience.
decisions
Yeah,
already.
we've made a lot. Tune in to BRB podcasts over the next 100 podcasts. We'll tell you about all the shitty decisions
All of
we've
our
made in our
terrible
life.
decisions that we've made.
Learn from us, and you'll still make the same ones we did.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because how many times did you, growing up, you're like some old guy be like, I tell you what, don't do this, that, and that. You're like, this, that, and that. Great. And then those
don't know me, old
opportunities
man.
come
I
up.
heard, don't do this, and that, and I was like, fuck that guy. And then I remember
gotta
like,
know my
one
way.
week, and then like something bad would happen. I'm like, pretty sure this is one of the things he's telling me not to do. What's the worst that could happen?
And now,
Now you're paying for it.
you're all right. You're doing fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're doing okay.
I have great friends like you guys. One who likes to fuck fish guts, and
I didn't say I stuck my dick in it. I said I stuck my money in it. The two
Which
are
one of your
different.
friends did?
But we did
Which
cut
one of
off
your
the
friends did?
conversation.
You
You
did?
were gonna get to that point in the
No,
story.
I was not gonna get to that point in the
You were
story.
gonna get to
Did
the
one of your
point.
friends do it? You seem like you'd have a friend who stuck his dick in something.
No. Nobody stuck their dick in the fish that I know of. There's lines, and we drew those.
I guess
You drew lines on your dick.
Yes.
you had to have the measuring contest somehow. You had to officiate it in some way.
Oops, Steve asked about to jump.
And welcome to the podcast.
Cat-
His name's Sebastian.
Catcast.
Oh, he's like, oh,
Cat Gas is
shit.
gone. Okay. He's just chilling.
He just sits just outside. Did you just hiss at my cat?
No, I was trying to blow at him
Did
to
you
make
just hiss at him?
No,
Did you just curse at him
I did
in
not
his
curse at the
native
cat.
tongue?
Were you trying to blow wind up his asshole?
I was just trying to blow at him and make him go away.
So as you can see, Sammie Kohn didn't make it today. She had things. And
Things.
so James,
Call it
well, I'm not going
things.
to tell her things. And James is filling in.
Yep.
So you got fish gut,
Yep.
dollar fucking...
I feel like whenever he comes on, though, we have to have this segment of like
Random
James's
story.
cracky tales.
James's crack tails.
James's cracky tales.
From the
Go.
crack
It's the crack
guy
tales.
named James. He had a hobo mentor that you find out about one
Okay,
day.
so what is in your life? What is the role of a hobo mentor? You're like
No,
no.
we're gonna go into hobo mentor in episode 1.
Yeah, we are. So you're out there spanging, and you're like, okay, like I gotta talk to my hobo mentor. Like, what
So,
corner
were you
do I go to?
foraging for food?
So the
Like, is it like, should I eat this?
Did you boil down?
So the situation that I had found myself in was I was living in Washington State, actually Oregon, just on the other side of the Columbia River Gorge. I had to leave my home of Las Vegas for reasons that we can get into later. And I had spent 4 or 5 years up there and realized that it was time for me to come home. Like I was a different person, like I could handle it, and I knew nobody there, and the situation I was in was a little bit screwy. And so,
He's coming home. Sorry.
and so I wanted to come back, and at the time I was living in, you call it a crack house, I call it the halfway house.
It was a crack house.
But it's just we can get into some of the stories from there later. But there was this guy there that had been homeless in Portland and had ridden the trains and just a bunch of other stuff. And I was just enamored with this guy. He was the bees, and he told great stories, and like that was the adventure that I wanted to have at that time. I wanted this
Just like
grand
travel the country.
yeah,
around the rails.
yeah, grand
wanted-
romanticized adventure, and at the end of it, I would wind back up in Las Vegas.
You ultimately wanted to be the next hobo mentor.
Yeah, I wanted to pass it on,
Pass the hobo torch.
No, here's a guy.
Generations of hobos.
Here's a guy that had been homeless, had slept on the street, ridden the rails, panhandled for money, and now. I mean, granted, it was a fucked up house, but now he lived with a roof over his head. He had a successful relationship with his girlfriend and a kid, and like all this other shit. So I was like, I can go there, I can go and do that thing and get this out of my system and have that adventure, and then later on I can pull myself
normal
back
human
up and
being.
be a normal human. Like it's not like a death sentence to go. And
that
do
all
this
makes
thing.
sense.
Yeah.
Did you ever read On the Road? Because I felt like you've read On the Road.
I've read part of On the Road, but it wasn't until after I
Did you
did.
ever-
Part of On
have-
the Road, it's like a 98.
I know.
So, reading Railroad?
Yeah. Reading Railroad. No. So
I've actually known people that have done exactly what you're talking about. Though.
Yeah,
like
and
they just disappear for like 2 years and they come
They
back
come back.
and they've got the stories.
and that's really what I
Missing
want to
a
do.
kidney,
But
almost lost your heart.
I mean, some of those stories involve almost getting murdered, but
yeah, but they're really good fucking stories, right? Like, I mean, I still have, they're weird stories, but I still have stories, and I still lived a full life. But I kind of sometimes wonder, what kind of stories I would have had I done that.
You're 27?
I am 30 in 2 weeks.
there you go.
Alright, 29?
It's probably
Full life by 29, folks. You heard it here.
Yeah, it's all over from here. You're gonna see me hang myself from that thing.
James-
holy
Jam.
shit. All right,
Done.
Whoa.
all right.
He did not mean that.
Of course, I'm not actually gonna do that.
Jesus.
But yeah, so my hobo mentor taught me some cool things like how to make a hobo campfire, things that I should have in my pack.
What's a hobo campfire?
Oh, sorry, not a hobo campfire, like a hobo sterno.
Oh, okay.
So what you do is you take a planter's peanut tin.
Okay.
You take a candle and some cardboard.
Free advertisement for planters, by
Yep.
the way. Yeah.
It's gotta be a planter sim, though.
Planters specifically. You take
None of that emerald nuts bullshit.
You take a strip of cardboard
Blue
about
diamond
this long and
mayonnaise.
about this thick, and you wrap a candle in the center of it. And you put the whole thing inside of there, and you burn the candle for light. As the candle burns, the wax melts down and saturates the cardboard. And then when you're done, you can just light the whole damn thing on fire, and it lights like a sterno.
Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
and he gave me his like lucky bedroll, and like I spent a couple of nights.
Is it true that there's like a hobo what do you say like signology kind of all over the place like different like signs that are written everywhere like food here, this is not a safe place, stuff like that, and it's places that no one would notice.
So
$10 here will get you, or hand job.
yeah, right. So those are more from like the 1920s hobos.
Oh, so that doesn't doesn't persist today.
Yeah, the plucky young hobo with the bindle, like his life on a stick on a bag, and that was kind of the rationale, like the picture that I had in my head.
Okay.
And so that's no longer the way that homeless people are. It's just not. It's like a very skeezy, crusty kind of gutter punk life. And
Yeah, those are the
Gutter
people that I
punk.
know. Yeah.
yeah.
So
But
wait, you got his lucky bedroll, and you were living off that for a while, so it was like 10 days, and you're like, fuck this, you threw it in the trash, and you went home?
no. So I called my friends and
smell like piss?
I told them what I was doing. It did not smell like piss.
But
But
legitimate question.
I called my friends and I told my friends back in Las Vegas, and I told them what I was planning on doing. They then spent the next 3 fucking hours screaming at me, like taking turns. Like they would scream at me until they got tired, and then switch the phone out.
Doing
Like
shit.
yeah, they're like even in
I feel like we would do the same thing.
yeah, and what it came down
You're not
to
gonna
was
be a hobo, James.
Yeah,
God damn it,
yeah.
James.
and what
I
it
don't know, I
came
feel like
down
it'd be
to.
like 30 minutes of us like instigating it, like thinking it's funny, and then we realize it's gonna happen. We're like,
Yeah,
oh,
No, actually no.
Yeah, and what it came down to was that they were like, look, man, even if you do somehow make it down here without dying, we're going to beat the ever-loving shit out of you, and this is coming from like my best friends. We're going to beat the shit out of you and leave you out in the desert. So I was like, wow, you guys feel that strongly about it.
Yeah.
So maybe I should.
So did you give the bedroll back?
Yeah, gave the bedroll back. I still have, I had the wireframe backpack that I was going to take down. But yeah, I used to like take that into work with me. Like I would walk to my different jobs like in full like hobo regalia just to like feel the weight of the pack and like
Preparation. How old
Yeah.
were you when you were doing all this?
20.
He's 29, so this is 28.
No,
A year ago.
no, that was
This is every time he takes leave.
He got here 3 hours ago, so 4 hours ago.
yeah. No, that was
We're the friends.
yeah. That was I was 21, 22 around there. So actually,
Wow.
22.
So you pursued a career of being a professional hobo.
I didn't want to be a professional hobo. I just wanted to be a live hobo.
I mean, that sounds like...
But the whole idea of this is like I want a story. I
Yeah.
don't want to just hang out.
Don't you feel like you were forcing it?
I probably was.
Really?
I feel like the hobo life isn't one that you choose, it's one that's put on you, but you make the best of it.
I mean, there are some people that choose that. They're just, like,
Yeah, there's plenty of
antisocial
people that
enough,
choose it.
or they want to
I
just
feel like
go
those people
out.
made a lot of money, and then they're like, fuck life, and then they like go away, but
I've
when they
known-
come back,
I mean,
they have
I've
like
known-
a nice mansion or
Yeah.
something like
I've known
that.
a lot of those people as gutter punks that are just like they were like born into decent families and could have gotten good jobs, and they were just like,
and we're gonna run away.
Consumerism, all that shit, that just sucks, and they like live in a fucking commune somewhere.
What's wrong with consumerism? Go see Justice League.
Go see Justice. And I mean, I don't really, you can't really fault that if somebody's not hurting anybody doing it. Like, yeah, whatever. It's like,
Oh yeah. By the way, this podcast brought to you by us. We're our only sponsor.
consumerism.
Huzzah!
If you want a cool shirt, check the link below.
Oh yeah, those will all be in there.
Yeah, I still have chocolate all over my
I need to
beard.
get the Game Jam shirt going. I forgot to do that.
Oh snap! Awesome.
If anybody would like the Game Jam
I would
shirt.
get the Game Jam shirt.
The game, that's the one I think. Well, that also took me the longest of all
I
the
feel like
ones that I've made. So
I would wear that on stream, and then like the whole time I would just have like a jar of jam or something.
Just,
You know what?
Seductively. just
Maybe that could be my next like eating challenge that makes everybody mildly uncomfortable when I do it on stream. I'm just gonna eat a jar of jam.
You know, we like you for who you are, and you don't have to do these.
Yeah, I know, but it's just it's fun. It's
As
fun.
someone who's been roped into one of these eating challenges, for the love of God, don't.
No, I mean,
That was too much.
Way too much peanut butter. Yeah.
The peanut butter
and also
Reese's.
that just was a fist fight.
That was,
That was not
it
eating
got
challenge.
bad.
That was martial arts.
25 Reese's still got eaten.
Yeah. Yeah. Between the two of us.
I guess it did, but still.
No,
like,
like even if I hadn't done that, it would have been just like 2 minutes of me just sitting there going.
yeah,
that added
that's what everybody
value.
wants to see. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Like
see
it
you
hurts
suffer.
so bad. To, like I was like,
Yeah.
Has somebody like clipped that out? I feel like we need to do that.
yeah,
'cause
it was just a ball of.
I haven't
peanut butter.
watched it yet, but
You know,
it was brutal from my point of view. I thought I was gonna get hurt.
I actually ate Reese's Pieces the next day.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh man. So
And I felt like an animal. I was like,
You sick
what
of
am I
me."
doing? And I was like, oh.
So actually, I went home the next day, and I'm on keto, and so I'm not supposed to be. Well,
Yeah.
I wasn't then,
The
but
5,000 calories of Reese's.
yeah,
Right,
I
right.
wasn't. I obviously wasn't then.
It
but-
was my cheat day.
Yeah, it was a cheat day. Fuck you. No, so anyways,
It's like a cheat year.
so far as my wife was concerned, which by the way, if you're watching this, you're probably not. But hi, honey. So so far as she was concerned, I was still doing it, and so like she's sitting on the couch and she has these little mini Reese's, and she goes, you know what, dear, you've earned one of these. Here you go. And I'm like looking at it like. Yeah, no, I can't. She's like, come on, just eat it. You know you want it. I'm like, oh.
I can't.
Oh.
Why would you do it? It's just, you can respectfully decline.
I know.
You don't have to.
Oh my god.
But so yeah,
Jesus.
I did not tell her that I ate all those receipts.
No, I feel like I'm really doing good with this diet right now, babe. I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. I have to
you
resist. There was like you had blood on your neck.
Yeah.
I had a-
You had
still
a
kinda have
a
a
gash
sketch.
on your
Yeah.
arm.
Yeah, he like drew blood out of my neck.
Well, he told me that it was gonna get physical, and so that's why at the very beginning of it, like, cause we had them all in a pile. At the very beginning of it, I just grabbed as much of it onto my side of the table as I could. But I didn't realize that he was gonna like be smacking them out of my, like, waiting for me to finish unwrapping them and then smacking them out of my fucking hand. So,
Why were you guys wrap? Why wouldn't you unwrap over here? That's what I was thinking the whole time. It's like, why do you have these out?
Oh, if you're watching a lot of mine, I'm waiting.
he started doing
You
it.
know,
I
unwrap
got-
over
pulling it
here,
back from him,
and then
yeah.
just be like, "Bah!"
because I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I just remember the one that like I saw it. I don't remember who. I think you slapped it out of his hand, and then it just flew. Just straight at the wall, and it smacked, and it stayed there like a cartoon, and then slid down.
Oh my god, I don't know
And
if
there
that
was like
got
a
in.
greasy chocolate stain on
Oh,
the wall.
Jesus. I didn't even
think
think
Sammy-
sorry,
Yeah.
Sammy.
I didn't even think-
But
Look
nothing
at the
got on
wall.
her white carpet, so that's
Oh
cool.
man, if you didn't catch it after we did that, like she came up and had like that crazy
Clean it.
person smile.
Now.
She's like, if I find one piece of chocolate, I'm gonna destroy you. Because she had a white rug that was underneath the table
Yeah.
you didn't see.
Miraculously didn't hit that.
Yeah, I have
Well,
no idea.
because
how
I
it
mean,
would-
we were doing like full blown flames.
Yeah, they were
and,
across
like,
the room. I'm sure there's some that are like under the couch that still have like.
I'm sure Roxy.
Yeah,
Like
it's like those
Roxy-
Easter egg hunts that, like, one egg just goes missing and like you find it rotting later.
Would you eat it?
But the egg or the Reese's?
Both
Eat both.
together, one melted on top of the
I
other.
did eat a cheeseburger.
Jesus Christ,
that-
say no! Just say no to something.
I did eat a cheeseburger that had been sitting in my buddy. It's a half-eaten cheeseburger that had been sitting in my buddy's trunk for like 3-4 days.
Did it hurt?
I mean, yeah. A little.
Okay, yeah. So what did you learn?
I'm a garbage disposal. I don't give a fuck. I do anything.
Oh my god.
You don't give a fuck, but your body does.
That's why I'm hitting 30. My body's like, all right, dude, check it out. You got two options here. Either we got 5 more years on this planet, or you slow the irrelevant god down.
You need to, yeah.
Man, do you have acid reflux?
Yeah. No. I mean, it's like really bad hiccups. So it's like the acid reflux, but deployment was when it was like super bad. But that was more like just a lot of stress.
You're gonna be miserable in like 10 years.
Probably, yeah.
You're gonna fall apart.
Yeah. But
I assume like as soon as you turn 40, everything is just like everything stops working and you're just like.
No, it's around 30. Your system starts shutting down. Like you start waking up and you like something's just not working and you're like, what?
This has always worked.
So you're talking about your dick?
No, not that.
Wiener talk with Crow.
Wiener talk with Crow. He's got a kid. All right.
Yeah, I got a kid. One, I'm good.
He used it once.
He's used it at least once. Ashley, come here.
No, but
let's get that real scoop.
Here's how you know you're like breaking out, and it's terrifying. One day I got out of bed and just took a nap. Right.
This is really relatable to all the like 20-year-old kids.
No,
it'll happen to you.
No, I just like I'm gonna get out of bed. I get out of bed and step, and my ankle felt like it snapped. And it's not like it was like I did a weird thing or twisted it, just got, and all of a sudden it felt like it broken, and I like collapsed, like, oh no, and my ankle felt broken for about like an hour, and I'm like,
if only you had Life Alert.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, I'm falling again.
Ashley was gone in Michigan. I was by myself.
You're gonna see him on Twitch one day. He's gonna be on the ground like this.
I'm like,
just live streaming from his phone.
What do I do?
Someone send assistance. I can't get out.
Would you tag that as an IRL stream?
But after like an hour, after an hour, it started to get better, and it was gone by 2 hours, and I could walk again normal. But like it literally full blown felt like I broke my. I'm like, holy shit! Like one day you literally are gonna get out of bed and you're just gonna snap.
For the most part, you know.
And this is at 30. This shit starts happening.
Like I'm just saying, like scientists need to hurry up and get the technology to download my brain into a goddamn jar so I can live forever.
What was it?
That's what I want.
The pill that slows ages. Like that's supposed to be being worked on.
Great. Give me something. Like I want to be immortal. Like let's hurry up and do this.
No, time is running out. Like I don't want to be immortal at 55.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you're just stuck at. And what good is fucking being stuck at like 70 or whatever? You know, our generation's getting fucked. You know.
Yeah.
It's like the kids that are being born today. Like they're the ones that they're just gonna like. They're
gonna look young forever.
Like 30 years old and like still like in their prime, but like kind of mature, and they're gonna be like, well, no, we're gonna be stuck here and live forever, and everything's gonna be great.
What would you say prime age is? Somewhere between 25 and 30.
I would say
At least for guys.
Yeah, around there.
30. Like
women too. Yeah.
Well, I'd be down for like if you could take a thing and it's like for 30 years, like. You could look like this. Ta-da. And then, 31 years rolls out, and it goes like...
Yeah, 31 years goes by, and you just, dissolve into dust.
But I would take that.
I would take that gamble. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Or, the degeneration, you start, falling apart then, but it's at an accelerated rate. Your body catches up.
Look, I just want him to put a thing up, like a weird salad bowl looking thing on my head, and, a machine goes... And then all of a sudden, there's a
salad mixer
in your head.
Yeah, no, it's it scans my brain. I don't know how it works. I'm not a doctor, all right. And then on the screen, there's a simulation of myself that's fully simulated.
That's not you though.
Okay, but if it's fully simulated and it's because we're gonna reach what's called the singularity, where a computer can process as much as a human brain can.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna get to that point where we can fully simulate a human being, and then we'll go past it. Once we do, they'll be able to download your fucking brain into the goddamn computer, and you'll live forever in some MMO on the internet.
But this is the Star Trek
until
theory.
somebody trips on the cord.
You know the whole Star Trek theory, right?
Yeah.
When you get beamed up, you don't actually
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
not you. You get
dematerialized.
Yeah, because they reassemble.
You reassemble, and it's a different version of you.
But
you die.
You see,
I'm fine with that.
It's the Star Trek theory with the original still being there. So would you fight? Would you fuck? What would happen?
Here's the thing, because you're still there is a virtual version of you. Now the question is does the real version of you die, or you just go well, you get to live on your life? But
they would have to kill you.
Here's what I would do. I want the machine version of me to be able to watch the real me and then just have the ability to click the button whenever it's right. So I'll be 65 years old. I've just gotten done fucking. I'll be walking down the street whistling a happy tune, and then I'll just click the button. And I'll be fucking.
You still die. You still die.
Yeah. First off, you still die. Second off, I don't trust myself. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like
I trust me and basically no one else in the world.
Like my computer brain would be like, all right, and he is midway through his shit, and now kill him. He's on the toilet. Die on the toilet.
Your version of you on the internet would go messing around with viruses and eating them.
Hey guys, check this out! I'm gonna eat a Trojan.
I'm gonna eat the Stuxnet virus. Great.
Fucking hell!
Why would you do that?
Digital you would be like a data garbage disposal.
Digital me.
Don't eat the garbage file, James. E. James.
Corrupted data.
E. James or I. James?
Yeah. I. James.
I. James.
It'd just be like
God
corrupted
damn it,
data.
I. James.
He's just like nom 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 nom.
He's like twitching out and shit.
And then really he comes out. It's like, all right, I'm gonna go say goodbye to digital me and tell him to have a good life. And you're like, God damn it, me.
No.
I gotta download you again because you corrupted yourself.
I was betrayed by my own nature. Oh man.
And no, what? Here's what digital you would do in reality. It would be something like your machine would be set up at home, and he'd be ready to leave and go to the internet. And then there's real you, and he'd be like, "I'm gonna hit the button," and you guys would have this whole empathetic moment of goodbye. But you'd
be
do
hugging
it,
your monitor,
and as you die, you would fart and trip over and hit the cord, which would
unplug the damn thing,
which would trap him or wipe him.
Oh.
You guys essentially kill each other.
It's like a whole murder-suicide bit, but it was all well-intentioned and
you know this is what happened.
You need supervision. Let me be there for when we finally do download you.
Sounds good.
Download I. James.
I like it.
And I'll just be like, I gotcha. It's okay, buddy. Jesus Christ.
The minute digital me was downloaded, he would immediately kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh no,
he would
yeah,
trust me
because
immediately.
He'll change his mind, the bastard. Press the button.
he's gonna delete me. Quick, get him.
As it goes 100%, somehow something would just come out of nowhere, just take me out. He's so fast.
How did he hire a Guatemalan
But this is why
sniper?
you would never download yourself into the machine because you know that Eric would do that.
It's why I can't. If I can time travel, I can't go see myself. So I immediately shoot myself.
I see. God damn, you're too adversarial.
Yeah.
So
it's like Highlander with me, dude. There can only be one.
There can only be one.
So the answer to the what would happen if you saw your clone, you would fight and not fuck.
Why does it have to be the binary?
No,
because the joke is we fuck immediately. Honestly, I'd probably just hang out with myself. Be like, you want to go get coffee? I'd be like, fuck yeah, man.
Is it surprise? We both don't know we're gonna see each other, or does one know that the other's gonna see?
I think it's like a both of you thing.
Because if it's a surprise, it would be a moment of hesitation, and each of us would be scanning for the nearest object to kill the other. If one had the leg up, it would be already preset up to lure the other into a trap and kill him.
Damn.
Yeah. It would be like, hey, come into this room with me, and you'd be like, what's going on? Although if I told you to come into this room with you, you would already be looking for okay, my clone might be there.
So do you just scan every room, like every room you walk into, you're like, okay, now that's
how many
a weapon,
objects
that's a
could you
weapon.
kill me with?
Well,
right.
Oh fuck!
I thought that was empty.
And that's it for our stream.
Yeah.
We destroyed everything. No, so
is that waterproof?
It's the back of my phone.
it's
fine.
It's resistant.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, it's pretty much on the assumption that you know how you operate. So it's just a constant basis where I'm anticipating what I would do if I was around. Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
So actually,
35% of your brain power is dedicated to what if I run into myself.
So you would kill your clone. You would hang out with him.
I'd hang out with me.
Which makes sense for both of you. Me, I would actually I would probably wind up.
Felt yourself.
You guys would get into a weird competition.
No. It honestly, it wouldn't be a weird competition. What it would be is I would look at my clone, look at all the fucking everything, because I realized something about myself.
It's called a mirror.
No. You there are things about a mirror that you can't see the way that you actually are.
Because proverbial soul shit.
No, it's not some proverbial soul shit. Look, there's a couple of I'm very, very unobservant, especially about myself. I didn't realize until my wife pointed it out, I have a Hank Hill ass. I do. In that I just don't have an ass. I did not know this. In the mirror it looks like I have an ass, but I don't have an ass. I didn't realize that I had a huge nose. I did not, because you're looking at the mirror straight on and it doesn't look like that. But you turn it to the side and it's like one of those fucking cartoon
You never
things.
looked at a photograph?
It never clicked. I didn't know that I had a huge fucking nose, man. And so like it makes me think about other things. Like maybe the reason why chicks don't like going down on me is like my balls smell.
Oh God!
Who knows? Things that I will never know.
Wait. So what you're telling me is that I'm gonna walk into a room with you and yourself, and you guys are gonna have your pants
inspecting.
up.
Oh no, they're gonna be.
Just
It's gonna be like two dogs meeting on the yard.
Yes,
Just like
exactly what it's gonna be. It's like, yo, dude, like I gotta say, let's look by. Or like the other question, like, so I every time I get a haircut, I'm sorry. Every time I get a haircut, every single time, I sit down and they start cutting my hair, and I'm like, oh shit, when's the last time I've cleaned behind my ears? I never clean behind my ears. And so I'm like, is there like gunk built up? But you can't like take your hand out from underneath the little thing and go, just a sec, let me scrape this off, guys. Hang on, I got you.
Okay, so two things. You don't think that they've never seen gunk build up? Like, they know what that is.
I know they know what that is, but that it's
fucking cares?
it's the
They're
same.
past
It's the same reason why I'm never gonna go and get a pedicure. I'm sure that they've seen people with toe fungus like I have, but I don't want to put somebody through that. You know what I'm saying?
Allowed to
There's so many spoilers about James going on right now.
Yeah, I have.
We got the toe fungus
I
thing.
have
What about
like
a
really
pedicure?
horrible toe fungus. Pedicure I wouldn't, but I'm kind of.
I don't want anybody like touching on me like
Yeah,
that.
No, there's
It
like
just
this weird
feels
thing called cuticles. Is that what's it called?
It's like this part. It's
Yeah.
where it
Yeah.
meets the nail.
And so she like starts getting there with the thing, and like you're like, oh, she's gonna pull like one out. She'll pull like fucking 30 out of one finger, and you're like, what the fuck is in my fingers?
Is this like a squirrel cheek? How's this happening?
I don't want to do this
It's
at
like
all.
a, like the endless scarf out of your like fucking mouth. She just keeps doing it, and like you have like a stack of them at the end. And you're like,
This reminds me of like
so cool.
This reminds me of those like pimple popping videos or something.
Oh, r/popping. Yeah, sebaceous cyst popping is like the coolest thing.
if you ever do the
Google
pedicure
it.
thing, because like I did it with Ashley, I think twice. Like they're like they come up to you like, oh, what, you get two options. You get this, this, and this. I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, do you
You
want
just
us to
look at
wax your
Ashley.
feet? And I'm like,
No.
sure.
Is the
So
answer to
next
that
thing you know,
question?
they come in with like a bag of hot wax. They go right over your foot, and I'm just like, oh, and it's just like melting my foot. It feels like, and then it's like peel off and like pulls all the
I
dead
don't
skin.
want
And,
this. Why does
crazy.
people think this is relaxing?
apparently,
This sounds like good torture to me. I don't want to do this at all.
I used to do the wax glove thing, but like that was like just because I had wax
That was the
candles.
pink sock thing. That was different.
No, this is pink sock. This is wax glove. Pink sock, wax glove.
Okay.
oh yeah, the Renaissance Fair.
What?
No, it wasn't. It was literally just me as a kid going, "Oh, look, candle wax."
Oh no, like the Renaissance Fair, you like do the hand dip. You like dip your hand in wax and like you like do it over and over, and then they cut it off and you die, and you're like, oh, I paid $30 for my hand in wax.
You have like a wax sculpture of your hand.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
But you like do it so many times that like it's like this thick.
Like it's all marbleized
Yeah.
and weird. Yeah.
So somebody said pink sock. Do you guys want to hear my pollen
No,
story?
No.
Okay.
Save it.
Save it.
Save that.
Jesus.
So you
Podcast numero
Here's the
uno.
thing. Here's the thing. Like
How do you
it's got to be
recover
a
from a pink
slow
sock?
drip of your stories. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it can't.
like an IV.
We can't just be like fire hosing those stories.
Yeah, you know, man, it's just like we got James'
Well-
porn addiction. Now we got your weird hobo stories. Like
It's gonna seem like you two are the normal ones, like over time, like
Which
that's-
is weird because any aspect in my life, I've always been the weird guy.
Yeah.
You know.
And
I'm not
then
the
I met
weird
you.
guy though. I'm like just the maniacal evil asshole.
Yes,
Yeah, for the most part.
weird. That's
Yeah,
weird.
that's not weird.
Yeah, that's.
a little weird.
I mean, you're a little Patrick Bateman. It's fine.
Okay,
you know.
so I guess we're different.
Huey Lewis in the news.
We're different degrees of weird.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah, it's like there's the weird wheel, and you realize that someone can't be full weird. That's just not possible.
Yeah, it can be weird
So
all the
like,
time.
what's
Unless you're James Lyon,
What
and then you can be
size
full.
the pie are you? James Lyon's not full weird.
He's full weird.
He's-
I love him for it. He's full weird. I don't know. Let's change subject.
In the future, we will have James Lyon on this podcast, and you let us know. Is he full
He's
weird?
my wizard friend.
He is a wizard. He LARPs hardcore.
Oh my God, really?
Dude, LARPing okay. So
No, like I saw like so like I'm at Syracuse, right, and I'm not making fun of you, man. I'm just telling the story. And so like all of a sudden my video comes up like, hey, Facebook Live, James Lyon. I'm like, oh, let's see what Lyon's up to. Why is he going Facebook Live? And so it's nighttime. There's a camera set up, and there's a dude standing there with like just like a hardcore sword. And like there's a lineup of like 4 dudes, all right, and they're just taking turns. One of them like walk up like like going, and he's like and like I'm like, wait, someone won and lost that? And so they would rotate, and there'd be like
quick, dude. Yeah.
yeah, there's like the dominant one and like the challenger, and they would just like go in the circle.
Oh, so
I went to-
this isn't LARPing. This is
it's like
full plate
buffer
mail.
sword is what
Yeah,
they call it.
full plate mail, whatever.
No, they use the foam sword. So
it's a
I went
foam
to a Halloween party at his house, and it was all of his LARPing friends, and I was like, cool, let's do it, And so
they beat the shit out of
They brought
you,
out the swords, and like these are some of the people who were like, as it's explained to me, like some of the best in the country at boffer swords or LARPing, whatever the fuck you call it. and the guy was just like kind of, I mean, he was playing with me. You know what I mean? He knew I had no idea what I was doing. He was going easy, and we were like doing it, and it's like, I mean, there's actual rules to it. There's like sportsmanship that goes along with it. There's athleticism. It's a real sport. I mean, it's cool.
So
I couldn't dedicate my life to it.
I've watched them, and I actually fenced for a few years at college. Mm-hmm. And when I was watching, they're not role play LARPing as you think it. They're doing full blown like weapon training.
I mean, that said, he does believe that he's a half elf, but whatever.
I think the only difference is if you gave them the real weight of a sword, they couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
But that's because they've trained with like a.
No, you did fencing. Did you do saber sensing?
You mean
did you saber fencing or
saber, foil, or epee?
Yeah,
I did saber.
Oh, so
which is the most aggressive.
You and Brian Jackson should have did something while you guys were in high school together. He saber fenced as well.
So my favorite thing about when I was saber fencing, and I was like, oh, I'm done. Even though I could have kept going. So like I did a few competitions, and it's just reading people. It's just like playing chess. Yeah. Where everyone thinks like I got to be so finesseful, and I'm like. Just watch a guy do it, and he always leads with his right arm.
So then you just whatever you do to counter that.
Yeah. So that's what it becomes. It just becomes a game of like reading your opponent. So we actually had an Olympic fencer as one of the coaches, and he's like, "I saw you at the last meet. You did good." I was like, "You could be the very best, kid." Thanks, coach.
I'm gonna make you a
star. Only if you find the heart of the dragon.
So he's like, "You get some one-on-one time with coach now," and I was like, "Cool." And everyone's like.
And I was like, the one-on-one cut? Like, did he take you to the butches?
No, like, but like,
space you?
Did you get K-Paxed?
And so, like, I was like, cool. So, like, get to go a couple rounds with coach. And so, he's like, all right, you do the whole thing. And then I did one. He got me into. I was like, oh, he's gonna do this. So I was like, pop, pop, and I got him. Everyone's like, oh. And I was like,
he was reading.
And I
let you have that.
And
one.
no, and he kind of was like, gave me a look, and I was like.
He's gonna wreck me
because
now.
He went from like 5% to 100 instantly. He's like set again.
He's like, this is
and
my house.
I was like, we're getting coach, you're good. Like, I learned something.
We're gonna be friends.
And so it's like go, and like immediately before I can even react, his sword, it seemed like it was going like 500 miles an hour. Snapped hit right into my wrist and sent my sword flying.
Oh my god!
And then like hit me right in the face and like sent me back. I was like, you got me, coach.
It was like, that's right, bitch.
Mouse. And I was like, I wasn't trying to have a big dick. I just got lucky.
I was just trying to play swordy swords. That's all.
I read your move. Like, that's it.
No.
And I was like, yeah, I'm good. But yeah, those swords, man, like they can instantly send them like a couple hundred miles an hour, like instantly with the flick of their wrist.
Yeah. Didn't somebody like it was like an Olympic match or something, and like the tip of one of them broke off before they started blunting them. And like went through homie's fucking face mask and like killed him. Yeah.
That's wild. It's like
saber fencing is no fucking joke. Yeah.
No, it's so the other part. This is my coach too. So I was doing good. I was Michigan State versus Michigan. So you got a big rivalry right there already, right? Okay. And so I'm going against this dude, and I'm just like whatever. And so it's 4-4 because it's a 5-point system. And everyone's like, oh my god, Eric's gonna win. I was like. This is my first time at a meet. I don't know what's happening. I wanted to have fun.
I just wanted to make friends.
Volleying through things like, I just play swordy swords. And they're all like, he's going to be the very best. He could be a contender.
I was 19 and someone's like, you should come do this thing. And I'm like, wait, we get to sword fight? And I'm like, I was a huge nerd. That sounded awesome.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I wasn't here to be like competitive. And so then all of a sudden my coach walks up to me. He grabs me and he's like, you have this match. You look at that guy. He fucked your mother. He killed your sister. He's gonna destroy your entire family. Like, he's just saying all these things in my face, and I'm like, that guy did what?
You gotta beat him for little Timmy.
You go get
Little Timmy has cancer, and if you lose, little Timmy's gonna die.
And I was like, this is a lot. Like,
this is a lot to put on me, man.
Like, you could just say, like, get him. Like, you didn't need to, like, tell me all these really negative thoughts. Like,
you need to fucking kill this kid.
So,
okay.
I read the move, but I didn't.
Pretty sure he's just an econ major.
I knew he was gonna come straight down. I went up, but I didn't push up hard enough, so he pushed my sword down and got me.
And that's the replay that's been going through your head ever since.
And everyone was like,
He tosses and turns every single night, thinking about that exact.
The other reason I could never
Until the day that
I could have won.
Until the day that he can coach a young, plucky street tough to
reason
try and regain his glory.
Oh, that's gonna be such a great time.
It's a great redemption arc.
The other reason I could never get into is because you have to have like your like signature.
Oh god.
And so every time you lunge, you have to like it's like.
But
like,
yours
like
was
tennis.
Yours was and like.
No, mine was just like this. It was,
you didn't have
people
a
are
battle
like,
cry?
no.
No battle cries.
People are like, you gotta intimidate him. I'm like, why? Why don't I just fucking hit him? It's like, man, it's for the next one. Like, you scared him.
You
I'm
gotta
like,
get him.
why don't I just hit him? And then everyone's like,
It sounds like women's tennis when they're like.
but no, like everyone had these.
Did you just take a shit? What happened there?
And so I couldn't take people serious. They would do it at me, and through my mask, I'm just laughing at them. Like they're trying to intimidate me. Like, dude, this is not working. I just think this is hilarious.
Yeah, my intimidation tactics would be something like tax cuts for the rich. Your kids aren't going to be able to afford college.
Get him.
Social Security's going away.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So I think we can wrap it up.
I think we can wrap it up.
We're wrapping it up? Okay.
So thanks for joining us on the first official BRB.
The first official one, I guess. Well, the first one was on the stream, but this is the first independent one.
Yeah, so episode 01. A lot of technical difficulties, so you might see some changes in the upcoming episode.
This shitty background won't be this shitty background next time.
But we just wanted to get the content out to you guys. So thank you for joining us. Catch us on the next one.
If you like the shirt, the links are down in the description. Click some videos, check out some stuff.
Subscribe.
Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Like button.
All right.
Later.
BRB.
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 BRB, guys.
Just get up and leave. And music.
All right, cool. How long was that?
I actually don't know.
It was 40 minutes.
Yeah, it was like.